Right, hello everyone, welcome back to FTRL, and as it's Wednesday night, it is challenge night, and as you can probably see, we are in the desert, in Bahrain, and we've got the unusual conditions, heavy rain. So, that's tonight's challenge, 50% race distance round Bahrain in heavy rain conditions. Helping me call tonight's carnage is FTRL Pagani. Hello, mate.
Alright. Heavy rain at night time, this should be fun. Is it slightly sadistic of me to wish that I was driving tonight?
I mean, I'm surprised you're not, because this is right up your alley.
It is indeed, but, you know, the boys need to commentate us.
Up until a couple of weeks ago, you're probably the only bloke I knew who had a wet setup for Bahrain.
Yeah, I'm going to guess there's about 15 more people with wet setups tonight. And I think I'm going to take a guess and say about 8 of them are Remcos. Yeah, it's going to bring a novel fact. Crest has already spun at turn 1, so that's a good start.
Yeah, I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of that.
It's going to bring a different fact to this circuit that not many people have seen.
Now, I know that a lot of the guys have been doing some practice over the last day or two, and I keep seeing a similar theme popping up in the discussion. Locking up into turn 10 with no ABS.
Yeah, that is a thing, and I'm going to guess that at least half of the people that don't run ABS are going to run it for this event, because that corner is notorious for locking up in the dry. So in the wet it's 10 times worse. I'm going to say that there's a dark horse, but not really dark horse, and that's going to be Remco for me. He is pretty damn good in the wet. He's probably better than me in the wet, but...
Yeah, look, was it from his brain that this idea was spawned?
I believe it might have been, considering he's the Challenge Championship, one of the admins in there, so I'm going to guess he's had this on his mind for quite a while.
Well, we've been watching him on this flying lap.
Well, we've got some race information from onto the podium. He reckons it's going to be a full wet race, so I mean, but obviously Chicken Guy has done well hosting the lobby. He's got the right settings at least, so that's good.
Yeah, that's a promising start.
Got Aaron commenting on the stream. Charlotte heard me from the kitchen, saying, shouted, how many times will we hear me sitting side by side tonight? Oh, probably quite a few in the rain, but I mean, there's a few troublesome corners. But we got Bendel's bottleneck. That's going to catch a few out, especially in the rain.
Podium corner.
Yeah, podium corner. It's the original. It's not so bad on this game in the dry, but in the wet, you're going to touch the curb and you are dead. So.
Right, well, unsurprisingly, everybody that is on track is on the wet tyre. Chicken Guy currently sat in the pit lane on super softs. Hasn't left the garage yet.
He's good on tyre wear, but I think that might be a little bit optimistic from Challenge Championship admin. Onto the podium, I want to guess he's not looking forward. Oh, Crest is retired. On the podium, I don't think he's looking forward to this full wet race, because he said he should have made it inters at the end to make it interesting. But Connor, if you can drive in the wet, you should be good in the wet, so have at it. There you go. If you can't drive in the rain, it's your own fault, in my opinion. Yeah, out of 9 guys at set times, Remco's fastest so far, which I'm expecting him to be up there tonight, no matter what. Ravers in the chat, expecting Remco, Tico, Dutch podium in that order. So for a very Dutch podium, though. I mean, it is FTRL, so it is quite likely that might happen. So FTRL Peatman's saying hashtag Team Donzo, Ravers is going hashtag Team Peatman, and Peatman is going hashtag Team Ravers. So, there's only Donzo in the race out of those three guys, so big up you boys for encouraging yourselves in the chat. But the chicken guy's gone for the smart idea and actually gone out on the wet tyre, so... onto the podium, just run onto the curb at Bendel Bottleneck. Doesn't want to be doing that too frequently tonight.
Oh, we've got a returning name to FTRL this evening in the form of Jesper.
We do indeed. I believe it was a couple seasons ago now, he last raced. Oh, I want to say Div 2, but it's probably Div 1. No doubt Aaron will correct me at some point. Oh. I mean, currently you've got Remco, Oxhawk, CJ, Tico, and then a second for the rest of the field. I mean, I know those four guys in particular have done quite a bit of practice for this event tonight, so...
Well, so far the practice is paying off.
I was going to say, CJ's just picked Remco the current pole position, so... So Aaron going hashtag Team FTRL. Well, going from that, no one can lose in that situation, so...
I was going to say, there's enough of them.
Ravers would love to see a Willie takes Monster Dive-Bomb in these conditions. Absolute obliteration. There is one slight issue with that comment, Ravers. Willie Dix isn't here. I mean...
Means nothing.
I was going to say, maybe get on the blower. I mean, you've got Bonzo and Panda in this race who you're fairly familiar with. If you want some action, you know who to call. Flex sits in the chat, what's up guys? With a few too many S's, so... obviously he's having fun tonight. I believe he's gone to go watch a film, remember rightly? So, have fun at your film. And Aaron reckons Oxhawks will win this race tonight. Gone on board with a few different guys, and a lot of them are not using ERS or using ERS in high. They don't really have to worry about ERS on wet conditions. You can normally run it overtake and hot lap for about 3 laps in a row. So. Getting a few more guys in the 39s now with Matt Cause and onto the podium, up there in 5th and 6th. Definitely. If I remember rightly, onto the podium is still championship leader in his championship, isn't he? I'll have a look. Yes, onto the podium is currently leading this championship. And no, he did not pay me to say those words. It's actually a true statement. So, with CJ in second, Cress in third, FTRL Panda, who isn't here tonight, in fourth, Plexit, who isn't here, in fifth, Remco in seventh. We've got Brandon there, but you know, he's not a regular in this championship. Matt Cause in 8th, Tico in 9th, Dutch in 10th, Oxox 11th, Chicken Guy 12th. But yeah, we're only 2 rounds in, so there's not a lot of points between the guys currently. So, anything can happen tonight. Will be an FTRL, it usually is. Plexit reckons Remco's going to get pole and the win tonight. Raver's agreeing with me for something, but I can't remember what it was, because that was 2 minutes ago, and I'm very forgetful. Aaron Jenny, we want Oxhox to win as well, deserves a bit of good fortune. Tomo reckons CJ will win if he doesn't bin it. Got Image Junkie, who's in our GT Sport League. Nice to see you. Aaron's getting triggered in the chat, so that's always fun. As it currently stands that Arsenal are behind at Wolves. I've just got to pass on to your side because I know you're an Arsenal fan, so you just want to be kept up to date.
I'm not even surprised by that statement. Or that scoreline, I should say.
No doubt Aaron will keep us fully aware of the situation. Well,
anyway,
if Arsenal
back to tonight's race. Tico actually had a very good run last week. A high accumulation of penalties and a final lap incident cost him what I think would have been a win in the end.
He did indeed, and you very nearly commentated his curse out when
yeah. Yeah, I did see it, and I was hesitant as to whether I should continue.
Nah, he saved the half spin very well. But now Cress has left the session. That's not good. We had a similar situation with Bendel last night towards the end of qualifying. But it was a formational actually, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, well, Bendel started lagging at a ridiculous rate at the end of qualifying, and that continued on to the formation lap.
Oh, Remco's reasserted his wet dominance. 38-5. It would appear that Plexit isn't particularly happy with your suggestion that Tico might have lost the win at the last corner. How did it cost Tico the win? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. You get the idea.
Well, I didn't so much mean that the incident cost him the win, it was a high... It cost 2 people to win, alright?
There you go, does that satisfy your Plexit? Peatman for Chicken Guy to win it, so there you go. Oh. I'm going to say it now, I think everyone's going to crash, and Agent Panda's just going to do what he does, stays on track and win by default. That has nothing to do with the fact that he's on McLaren team, but
yeah, everyone pushes like mad, spins out, and Donzo and Panda cruise through to a 1-2.
It would be that Ferrari 1-2 we want to see, however, Mr. Guy Carter, who's missing tonight, wouldn't be at the head of it. So, I mean, I don't believe he'd be very happy with that, but I want to guess he'd stick by his good mates and not be jealous much. So do we reckon anybody's going to knock Remco off pole position in the final moments of this session?
Well, Ox has moved himself up to P3.
It is very close between those four, currently. With it being a wet qualifying and a wet race, do you have to start on the wet tyres that you qualified on, or do you start on a fresh set?
I believe it's a fresh set, but
I was gonna say I would think so, but I mean, what, you only have 4 sets of wet tyres maximum? So if the guys have used 2 to 3 sets here, they're going to only have 1 set of fresh tyres for the race.
that's why you're seeing them put 3, 4, maybe even 5 laps on a set in qualifying, just fueling up and doing a stint, if you like. Don's pulled over.
With Donzo to get on the podium. Oh, okay. Going to that speed, I think Don might have gotten into Charles Leclerc's Ferrari and hasn't been fixed yet. Hopefully it's fixed for the race. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, Sector 2 and Sector 3, so we're doing fairly well. Dutch has got up to 4th place with a 38.8 and has pulled off, so that's Dutch done for qualifying. Fox has bailed out of his lap as well. CJ fully sideways through Bendel bottleneck.
Yep, caught that one.
It will have cost him a little bit of time though. However, if he's doing that in qualifying, it might mean there's going to be some slides in there in the race.
Oh, there's another one.
It doesn't improve on that lap, unfortunately. So currently it's Remco for pole, but you got Matt Cause has snuck into the 38s now, but I think he's just set a lap, so.
Yep, I think Tico's going to get one final crack.
Okay, down to Remco and Tico for the movers and shakers at the front, I believe, unless somebody below them does something special. Chicken Guy finishes 8th. Academy's finished. Donzo's running slowly currently, so he's finished. Imaging question, Bendel bottleneck. Basically the end of Sector 2.
Well,
Right
I'm on board with Tico's coming up to it now, so this we'll refer to as podium corner.
Yeah, this left-hander is podium corner.
And this next right-hander here, this is the Bendel bottleneck.
And in the meantime, Remco's gone another 2/10 faster. Onto the podium did not improve on that lap, so he stays 9th.
So we're just waiting on Tico to complete his lap, which he does now. Goes P3.
I mean, it has shaken it up the order a little bit, but you're still seeing the majority of the quick Div 1 boys up there, what you'd expect. I mean, if they can't drive in the rain, they wouldn't be in Div 1, so. Although it's Div 2 that gets all the rain usually, but still. Oh, I just got on board with Remco, and Katamy's car is backwards on the 2nd straight with no front wing, so I don't know if the AI did that or.
Well,
Katamy did that.
One of the Mercedes AIs just crashed into the back of Jesper's car and took a wheel off.
Nice. Nice to see that AI can drive around the track without crashing. Oh wait, no, they can't do that. No.
Well, in those particular races, Carl, they did die. Yeah, he said, shouldn't they be dead before you name the corner after them?
Well, what I didn't see is I didn't see Cress rejoin the session.
I did see Cress get back in. He got back
Oh,
in
okay.
about 2 or 3 minutes before the session ended.
Well, I'm pleased you're observant and I'm not.
And I haven't seen him leave again, so hopefully that sorted him out.
Right, so Arsenal now 2-0 down. Just
Yeah, I've read it.
More.
I've read it.
And
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Aaron is getting triggered by Paul Pogba in the Manchester derby. So,
Aaron's always triggered by Paul Pogba.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be another episode coming up on the FTRL football channel, about how much he hates Paul Pogba. I don't know. I mean, if there is, it'll be about 6 hours long. But eyes on the race now, though.
Yeah, Aaron could stream all day about footballers he hates. There are many. So, Remco takes pole for what I believe to be his idea of a challenge. CJ qualified P2 with Tico a 10th behind him in P3. Ox up in P4, so Aaron was predicting him for taking the win. He's not in a bad position to do so. Dutch Tricks in P5 with Matt Cors behind him P6. Matt Cors was rather pleased with himself in the build up to the race as he managed to beat Dutch's time trial time. Tim 12 in P7 has Chicken Guy alongside in P8. Onto the podium in P9 has one of his favourite people in Catamies alongside him, so keep an eye on that battle for this race.
That's going to be fun.
FTRL Houdini lines up along the returning Jasper in 11th and 12th. The two Ferraris of Donzo and Agent Panda share row 7, and Crest didn't set a time in qualifying, will line up in 15th.
But we're just breaking news, everyone is starting on the wet tyre, so...
No one was ballsy enough to go on the Inters. Disappointing.
What is going to be tricky tonight, I believe, is going to be seeing through this rain. I remember we had a wet race at Singapore in night conditions, and visibility was very poor.
Yeah, I am going to be taking it on board with someone halfway through the first lap in the mid-pack.
Oh, Panda's been disqualified from... Okay.
Yep, Aaron in the chat currently listing the footballers he has a dislike for.
Well, there's going to be a lot of comments on this stream, but not necessarily the ones we need currently. But yeah.
Well, I'm hoping I'll get a better camera angle for the race start.
Yeah, there's one that just looks at turn 3.
There we go. Got there eventually. So, we've got 5 lights on at Bahrain. And we're underway under the lights and in the wet. And CJ looks like he's got a fairly decent start here.
On the podium, got a blinder of a start.
Remco's managed to...
in front of him.
Remco's fended him off.
Well, the worst news for Matt Cause is that onto the podium just overtaking him. And yeah, Matt Cause doesn't like being behind onto the podium. But Catamise has slipped through now, so it's going to be Catamise versus onto the podium versus Matt Cause currently.
Well, that
so
battle's not done. There's a bit of wheel banging going on between Cat and Matt.
Couple of Larry slides. Ooh, Oxox's got a 5-second stop for. Donzo's got a 5-second stop for.
I believe that is running wide into turn 10. I think that does what was happening at Spa last week at the bus stop. It's just giving them an instant 5 seconds.
Well, Remco is currently 1 second out in the lead. He's doing a CJ pin to CJ pin. He's checking out early and pulling a gap. I mean, if Remco wins this race, is it biased? I don't know. I mean, it is the only full wet race in the calendar, so...
To be honest, I'm surprised he didn't pull this for Abu Dhabi.
If it was for Abu Dhabi, I'd have taken part in that one, but I know I'm quicker on that. I'm not entirely sure what happened on Michael Seat's start. Or FTRL Houdini as it is now, but it dropped back onto 13. Currently a train falling behind CJ. I mean, it's 7/10, but then 7/10 to Dutch and 7/10 to Watson. I think I've got a slide out of turn 10. Got it though.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got a slide out of turn 10 there.
Oh, Ferrari battling. Panda and Donzo side by side into podium corner. Oh, Panda on the outside. Donzo doesn't make it too difficult for him early on.
Yeah, I think Don's playing the survival tactic, which probably isn't a bad idea.
So I'm just going to guess, but I'm going to guess the Oxhox, Academy and Jesper are in a party together. Because Oxhox and Jesper both underfueled the car for the race, so they will need to save some fuel at some point. Dutch has had a wiggle, but he saved it like the back-to-back two-time champion that he is.
Yeah, there's a reason he's the two-time.
There is indeed, and it's not just because it makes boy kart moist. Got Jesper right on the back of Cress.
Matt Cause and Catamise are getting a bit close.
Tom will ask an interesting question. Is it actually possible to overtake in a wet round here? Well, we're going to find out. I mean, I've just seen Catamise riding Bendel bottleneck curb, so it must make that a little bit easier. Remco will pass us a lot. He's now 2 seconds in the lead, and CJ would pull the 2.5 now to 2 though. CJ is obviously enjoying himself. Oh god. Okay, so
Matt
Aaron
Cause
was
is going
scheduled
for it.
to join us later, but I don't believe he will now.
Right, there you go, Tomo. Overtaking is possible in the wet round Bahrain, as Matt Cause has just proved.
Tammy's going to go back up inside.
Thinks
Still
better of it.
but Matt Cause covered it nicely.
Has left him a bit vulnerable to Tim 12 though.
Did I just compliment Matt Cause?
I think we both did.
Ocox is right in the back of Dutch. Thomas said he would not have picked Matt Cotters to be the one person to prove him wrong. So.
He's probably not alone in that.
But Tim 12 was never got past Catalans as well. On what would have been the second DRS straight. If he had DRS on. Oh, but Catalans is fighting back. He's launched it. And half spun Tim 12. Oh. In my mind, he should probably give that back, but Chicken Guy's going to make it a bit difficult.
Ox just went into the back of Dutch at the final corner. No wing damage.
I can't imagine that Tim 12 is going to be happy with that move from Catalans.
He's
Tim 12
sending it
on Cat. Oh!
Half spins Cat.
But Tim does lift off and will give the players back. He's very close. 5-car train now. Academy's backwards. But Tim 12's locked the front brakes.
It's going to give Chicken Guy a look.
Tim 12 looking a little bit unsettled. Chicken Guy going for the move down the inside. Tim holding it on the outside. Better traction a bit on the outside. But yeah, Tim 12 just looking a little bit nervous, a little bit unsettled since that incident with Cat. I mean, you don't want to
it's
half
rattled him
anyway,
a little bit. Now, we know Chicken Guy and Crest normally tend to run quite close together in races, and they're doing so at the moment.
I believe this is the first time I've seen them run close in a race and not be in the same car, so it's a bit odd to get used to, but I don't know, Agent Panda and Donzo, there was a 2-second gap between them and it's now down to 1 second, so Donzo was catching Panda. As I say that, he's had a slight wiggle.
Yeah, well, speaking of catching, CJ's on a push towards Remco. He's taken a few temps out of him in the last lap. Chicken Guy having a look at Tim 12.
And I believe Crest was trying to go around the outside Chicken Guy at the same time. So now I happen to know that last night CJ and Remco were in a party together.
Jesper's just got the move done on Cress in turn 4.
But he does pick up a penalty for his troubles. I've just got on board with Tim 12 and it does appear that he's steering the car with the throttle. It's a very dangerous game to play on the wet. But all of this battle involving Catalans has allowed Matt Cause to get a 4-second gap and now closing down on the podium.
Donzo is now within, well, it was half a second from Agent Panda.
It's going to be intriguing to see who comes out on top on this battle. I mean, I've just seen Panda go off in a straight line, so it's definitely treacherous out there. Maybe a little bit of aquaplaning. appears Ox is, not Ox, Dutch sort of crested the wave of that Ox off pressure and has pulled a second since he had that slight coming together at the last corner. And he's beginning to close on Tico.
Tim and Kat momentarily renewed hostilities at turn 1.
There's definitely something between those two tonight. I think something's definitely going to happen. I just hope it's positive.
Yeah,
Chicken
seems
guy
to be a bit of
curb,
needle at the moment, doesn't there?
Yeah, Chicken guy got the world's biggest tank slapper I've ever seen. And he managed to catch it, so good on him. Obviously it's a little bit easier to catch tank slappers in the wet, but still. River's calling for a full safety car to mix it up a bit. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what the boys do pit stop wise. I mean, the no stop might be possible, but your tyre wear is going to kill you towards 5-6 laps to go. Naturally, the best normal pit stop is going to be mid-race, split the race in equal stints. I mean, you don't really lose as much time on a wet tyre with tyre degradation as you do with a dry tyre. So, some interesting strategy, man.
Cress is off at the final corner. Jesper's nipped through. I don't know if there was contact between the two to send Cress off that wide.
10-12 on Academies again. It's coming.
He's there. Cat gives him the pinch.
I believe Tim 12 has calmed down now. That was a lot smarter.
The chicken guy's got to run. He's going to have to go the long way round.
There is traction out there if you can find it.
He's found it. I think he's found it.
Yes, indeed. Pull the move around the outside.
Yep, good bit of driving from Chicken Guy there.
Peeping up, looking at the Dunzo gap to Agent Panda. It's to and fro at the moment, but Dunzo is using his ERS and is charging, that's all I can say. We will keep an eye on it, and we'll keep you abreast of the information. So CJ had that 2 laps where he caught 3/10, but it appears Remco's just put his foot back down again and pulled the gap back to 2 seconds.
Yep. Ox, I think, has found his rhythm again. He's starting to get closer to...
Houdini has lost a wheel and Tim 12 is round. And that is at Bendel Bottleneck.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Houdini's hit Tim's spun car.
And then there was a question going in whether Bendel Bottleneck would claim any victims today.
Do you know why that's happened?
Why has that happened?
Look at the stream chat. And a certain comment from Mr. Raver's Revenge.
Ah, right. So for those that are not looking at the stream chat, Raver's Revenge, could we see a race with no DNFs?
As he says that,
as we have
bang!
a DNF, so. Thank you, Ravers, for providing Houdini with the crash. Well, Matt Cause has closed that 1.5 seconds down to half a second, and he's right behind onto the podium now. As I say that, Agent Panda's had a spin at turn 1, so Donzo is now in front of Agent Panda.
Yep, so Ravers has claimed another victim in the form of Houdini.
And Chicken Guy is now right in the back of Catamese as well.
Yep, he's been there for a lap and a half. He's had a couple of nibbles at Catamese, but he hasn't found a way past. He's got a good run down to turn 1.
Rest is in pit lane. And then it's an early stop. There's one front wing change. There is indeed. Crest must have got front wing damage.
Well, Chicken Guy was ahead of Catamese out of turn 1, but Cat's got him back.
Oh, apologies. Oh.
I mean, is it wise for a cat and a chicken to be playing together?
Normally I would think that the cat would win. However, chickens do have beaks and claws. I don't know. Don't watch Discovery Channel.
Well, Ox has closed Dutch down. He's within half a second again.
Well, Raven seems quite proud of his kiss of death that he gave to Michael C. He's also come up with a Donzo overtake, ring the bell, do something, tell your neighbour it's happened. So.
Well, Ox and Dutch are side by side into turn 1.
Matt Caw's on the podium. On the podium's gone defensive late. Matt Caw's on the outside.
Ox is passed. Go.
There's contact again.
Back.
They're not side by side anymore. Matt Caw's got the moving on the podium. He's onto the podium, going to pull a move like he pulled on you into turn 3. No, he isn't. Sorry to bring up memories.
You're in a spiteful mood this evening. I don't like it.
Rivers has got his afternoon planned. He reckons he'll play with a different type of cat later, so we'll leave that one be. It's not 9 o'clock yet, Rivers, we'll talk about it later. Onto the podium is not letting Matt Caw's go. I mean, he's leading this championship, he doesn't want to let it go that easily. What needs me back in the chat saying that he told the neighbours it's happened. Hashtag Donzo. So then we've got O needs, hashtag team needs. Hi Mr. Rivers Revenge, and you gotta say it. So everyone in the chat seems quite happy currently, so but besides Michael C, obviously he's had a poor run tonight. I don't believe he's enjoying himself, so
well, Jesper just cleaned up a massive slide out of Bendel bottleneck.
Dutch in pit lane. What is 2-time thinking? Is he going for an undercut?
Yep, Jesper's had another wobble, so he's gonna go and put a new set of boots on.
Well, we've seen Dutch try the undercut in Div 1 before.
Chicken trying to get past Cat again.
As Tom pointed out, I was going to say it, I was honest, but CJ just set 2 fastest laps in a row and has caught half a second to Remco. Chicken's going on the outside again. Cat's had a good run. The side by side. No, they're not. Okay. It's into that. The chicken's going to go around the outside again. Oh, there's not much space there. Is Donzo going to catch Crest, do we reckon, boys and girls? Sorry, shouldn't assume. I mean, there's only 8.5 seconds there currently, as Chicken Guy gets a 5-second penalty.
Yeah, he drove off the circuit to avoid a collision with Catamese. And
Right.
the game's very kindly giving him a 5-second penalty for doing so. I mean,
I had that with
he's gained absolutely no time from it. He's lost 2 seconds.
Pico is in, as is Matt Gordon. Right,
On.
so either a lot of these boys are doing undercut, or these tyres aren't lasting as long as they're anticipating. If so, they've got to do another 16 laps on this set of tyres. Might be asking a bit much. But, I mean, there's a lot of guys coming in. Chicken Guy's now in, Team 12's now in. You know when spectator glitches sort of confuse you a bit?
Yeah.
Right, so Chicken Guy's car was parked. I think he was serving his 5-second stop go. And then his car did a donut in pit lane. And then miraculously he's driving out of pit lane flawlessly.
Oh, I love that glitch.
I'm gonna say this game is slightly broken.
Slightly
We're
broken.
on 2019.
Well, Cress, by pitting 3 or 4 laps earlier, and Chicken Guy's stop go, has got Cress in front of Chicken Guy and Team 12.
He's got 3 seconds on Chicken Guy, but I mean he lost a second with that incident with Academies. So not the best couple of laps for Chicken Guy.
Right, Remco's called time on that set of tyres.
Well, Matt Cause is currently half a second behind Jesper after his pit stop.
Oh, the game's dishing out all the pit lane glitches tonight. So I've just had the one with Remco where it looks like he's stuck in the box.
Nice, that's always a scary one. I'm just going to check. I mean, I'm going to guess that everybody's gone back onto the wet tyre. Yes, everybody has gone back on the wet tyre. Rev is supplying us with the latest football knowledge. There's 0-0 in the Manchester derby. So, just in case anybody's watching us rather than the game, so just to keep you abreast of the knowledge.
Peteman's currently doing a sort of chameleon impression by having one eye on us and one eye on Manchester United. Well, I say us, he's got his eye on Donzo.
No, I mean, they're good mates those two, so it's understandable. But what I am seeing is Agent Panda is closing on Donzo at a rapid rate. It was 8 seconds, it's now 4.7. Will we see another Ferrari battle before the end of this race?
Yeah, well, Jesper got a very nice undercut on Matt Cause. They've both pitted and Jesper's got ahead. I think Matt Cause might have served a stop go.
Might have done.
To have dropped that far back, considering he's now, what, 7 or 8 seconds behind onto the podium?
We've got CJ and Ox in pit lane. The last, well, I say the last one, we've still got 2 Ferrari boys to pit.
So Remco resumes the lead.
CJ catching a nice slide out of turn 1 after he clipped the curb.
Yeah. Dutch with that 3-lap undercut has got himself back ahead of Ox, and by a fair margin. Matt Cause eyeing up a move on Jesper into turn 1, thinks better of it.
Did Ox have a 5-second penalty?
It's possible to. I mean, he's 7 seconds
7
behind
seconds
now.
back now.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of guys got stop goes on lap 1. Donzo's got himself one for speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, but because he's at the same team as Panda,
Panda's had to
it allows
carry
him
on.
to pit first. I mean, those wet tyres on Panda's car will not be happy after 14 laps now. onto the podium, currently sat in 6th, half a second behind Oxox now. I'm going to be able to stay there. But I say, Matt Cause has dropped. What was it 8-9 seconds now? To onto the podium. I mean, he was in front of him. So even with a 5-second stop go, that's... I'm not entirely sure what happened to Matt Cause doing that. Stop then, but Jesper is having a look at academies. So you go pick up time penalty. Jesper's going to go for it. He's got the overspeed on academies into turn 1.
Bit of a lock up, but he gets it under control.
The academies was attempting a switchback, but Jesper's
Oh,
going to
Jesper's yeah, he's had a wobble. Because the cat's got him back. Yep.
Oh. Oh. Matt Cos tried a late break to make sure he got the move on Jesper, and then he clapped it in the back of academies. So that one's going to be an intriguing battle.
Well, Agent Panda's he's still going, yeah. Get out of my head.
Is Agent Panda going to try and no-stop this race? I mean, it's highly unlikely, but he has the skill to do so.
Matt Cause has a run on Catamies towards podium corner.
Next to move, stick. Remco on fresh tyres, sits fastest lap and it's got that gap to CJ up to 4 seconds now.
Yeah, Remco's starting to look comfortable.
I'm wondering if Remco prefers a newer tyre and CJ is happier on a used set. Well, CJ was coming into his own at the end of that stint. Look, we've got City Porsche in the stream. He's here for 10 minutes while it's half time in the Manchester Derby, so nice to have you with us.
There we go. Massive collision on the start finish straight between Matt Cause, Catamies and Jesper.
Oh, how did Chris get through that gap? Oh, you were a very, very lucky boy, Chris. Oh.
And out of all of that, Catamies survived as well. We lost Matt Cause and Jesper through it.
So we've had 2 cars driving the start finish to it and still no safety cars, Ravers mentions. I mean, the McLaren is just sat at turn 1, so...
Yeah, I just saw Agent Panda have to take avoiding action to get around it. Still not pitted, mind you.
I'm not... I was going to say, I'm not entirely sure Ravers was watching the same stream as us for 30 seconds. He said no DNF, so no safety car. But maybe he's watching it a bit behind us. Matt Carr's not... let's say he's not very happy in the chat as Agent Panda's carrying on for another lap. And he's in overtake as well, so he's still pushing. I mean, all it requires is one more guy in the top 10 to retire, and Panda and Dunzo is a fight for a point.
Yeah, well, Team 12 needs to be careful because he's trying to overtake Catamies with no front wing and he's driven into the back of him twice.
So I'm interested to see what type. I don't know how many sets of wet tyres Catamies had left after qualifying, whether it's a fresh set or... Yeah, fresh set.
Agent Panda's carrying on for another lap.
And Catamies comes up right behind him. It's going to be tough, but I don't think Panda's going to be able to keep Catamies behind them for very long. I mean, it's not really in his best interest to, I mean, Catamies on fresh tyres, and he's not going to be in the best of moods. No, he pulls over and let's cut through. Revers written in chat, Agent Panda, Lord of Tyre Management. You mentioned Cress and Chicken Guy getting close earlier on in this
I've
race.
just noticed it.
Yeah, they've come back together again. I mean, we saw a lot of it in qualifying sessions last season in Div 2. Obviously, they enjoy running close together on the road, so... Oh! I thought Chicken Guy upwrecked himself there, but he nearly went splat bang in the middle of Cress's rear end. I mean, I know they're good friends, but I don't think they're good friends on that terms, so... Keep it clean, boys. I'm gonna keep an eye on Agent Panda, see if he pits this lap, whether he keeps on going. No, he's coming in this lap. I mean, basically, whatever Raver says, the opposite's happening, because he just said, is Panda trying to no stop? So, maybe if you say something else, Ravers, we'll see if you can be wrong again.
Chicken Guy's just got another 5-second penalty for running off track and avoiding a potential collision.
So, Agent Panda and Donzo have been lapped by Remco. So, Agent Panda's come out the pits 2 seconds in front of Donzo, but Donzo is being very polite and braking very early for CJ to go through. So.
Let's CJ go.
I mean, from what I've seen of Donzo's driving this season, he's been very good at letting the leaders through when he does get lapped. Been very courteous, and it's good to see on track. I mean, it looks like Chicken Dude is quicker than Crest, because I saw him drop back to a second with one of his off-track moments, but he's caught back up to Crest very quickly. I mean, I don't want to jinx him, but I only think that on the podium he's going to be happy sitting in 6th place. I mean, he's got 5 of the quicker drivers from Div 1 in front of him, and he's still going to get great points towards the championship push this season. As I say that, Aaron says he's praying for an OTP bottle in chat, in capital letters, so he really wants it to happen. So... Chicken Guy is very close to Crest on this lap.
Crest trying to break the slipstream.
I would say he went semi-defensive, but inside's open, but Chicken Guy can't brake late enough and make the corner. Nah, I'm not sure if Aaron's entirely with us tonight. I mean, he's just put buzzing Netball World Cup starts July 12th. I mean, there is a race going on, Aaron. If you want to watch that, that might be a bit helpful. Right, so is Chicken Guy actually trying to overtake Crest, or are these two just going to put on a show for us? I mean, either is preferable.
I say it's the only battle
Crest
we've
is run
got,
deep.
so
And I don't know if Chicken Guy's mocking him by waving in front of him, but there was a more frustrated weef from Crest behind
I
him.
say
So,
Crest returned the compliment.
FTRL Aaron, hashtag ask comms, can we do that?
The mood that Aaron's in, I'm afraid of what he's going to ask, and it's gone 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
so
Yes, I'm quite scared. Image Junkie saying it's better than football. Too true, Aaron is a bit of a noob when it comes to stuff like this, so it's nice to see that someone has the right idea. Although I'm going to guess that Aaron probably turned off the Arsenal game by now. For his own sanity. Super Jill's in the chat. I'm going to guess he'll be at a cheer on his boy Remco. Ask Combs individually, what are your favourite ever FTRL races? That's a very long list to choose from.
I've commentated a few.
Commentary wise, probably Hungary last season, that was a good one.
There was a Div 1 race round Monza. I can't remember if it was the last season or the season before. That was quite entertaining. Enjoyed that one.
Driving wise, probably the one that wasn't streamed. Yeah, when I won Hungarian Performance Season 2. That was my first win in FTRL, so that was quite good. As was Spa last season in Div 2. Yeah.
I mean, the season 1 performance race that we had round Hungary, from a driving perspective, I think was possibly one of my favourites. Being an absolute bus alongside onto the podium and keeping about 11 cars behind us. That was a lot of fun.
I watched the end of that battle again recently, and it appeared that you two had quite a fun battle, shall we say. Maybe not necessarily clean at some points, but I mean...
Which one was you watching? Because there were 2 races where me and Connor had fun battles.
Well, there was one where there was a lunge that was reciprocated at the next corner, and I can't remember both of you actually staying on track for the next 3 corners after it.
That was probably the one with me in the Ferrari. I think that may have been a mess around.
But Jesper in the chat, that rev's just painful to drive. Horrible setup, slow pace, amazing comeback to FTRL F1. Aaron's come back with another question while it's quiet. Favourite FTRL memory? Oh. Does that classify racing or being in a party, or that cover a lot of different areas? Maybe the race I won in GT Sport League where Joe Burns managed to cock up and forget that there was a lap to go. That was quite good. that kept me going for quite a couple of days. Then he's reiterated, any memory to do with FTRL doesn't have to be a race.
I mean, one of my favourite FTRL memories was it involved Matt Cause. And no, before you ask, I'm not going to say him crashing into the pit wall in France. I'm referring to the night we were playing GTA Sumos, and he came out with his infamous "I'm actually very good at talking to girls" remark. One of the funniest moments I've ever experienced while being in this league or in any chat.
There was one race we did no penalties, no anything, so you could do whatever you want in the race. Well, there was 5 of us in a party, and we all decided to drive backwards at Mexico, but we didn't tell Catamise and Matcors, so they were going around the track normally, and they ran into a wall of FTRL members just going backwards, so that was quite good. I remember watching an FTRL stream, an FTRL Aaron stream, where he landed in a tree in Fortnite and died. That was quite funny. There was also an FTRL, I think it was Aaron stream, where onto the podium landed down a cliff that he couldn't get back up, and no one could get down to help him, so he had to jump off a cliff and die. That was quite a good one. Matt Claus, no, it wasn't me, I was part of the wall. Oh right, so Matt Claus was part of the guy going backwards, so nice to know Matt Claus. So we must have just picked on Catamines out there. That's Coppins. What's the bigger bottle? Mark NUC bottling championship from a huge lead, Tico bottling season 7 championship, or Matt Claus bottling promotion at France?
Ravers straight in, says Matt Claus.
I mean, personally, I'd go with the Matt Claus bottle of France, because all he had to do was finish the race.
I mean, that Matt Claus bottle at France, it wasn't just France, was it? I mean, he bottled the 3 races prior to that. He had promotion in his hand. He only needed like a handful of points from the last 3 races, and he got none. So yeah, I mean, that was a pretty big bottle.
Right, well, for those wondering what's happening on track, it appears that Cress and Chicken Guy are having fun because they're now drifting around every corner while having a battle.
Yeah,
so
I've been on board with Cress watching this.
Yeah, I know Chicken Guy likes to have a bit of fun in the wet, and now he's obviously just trying to play up to the camera, I think. Matt Cause is still in about winning the constructors last season, so that's good to know. Well, Remco's just set fastest lap, so he's quite content out front. And I'm wondering if anything else is going to come from Aaron before the end of this race.
So that Chicken Guy and Cress, I don't know, battle, drift show, whatever it is they're doing, is coming up behind Donzo at the moment.
Any other questions you want answering while it's quiet? Feel free, I'm quite bored, so I guess. I mean, as a spectacle, it hasn't been one of our best races, but it's been interesting to see how it's played out. So, I mean, now we know that Rain and Bahrain is it's a thing. We'll go that far. Obviously, without DRS zones, it's a bit more difficult to overtake, and it's proved that way tonight. But I mean, we've had some great battles on track, so it just fizzled out a little bit towards the end. So Agent Panda's now pulled gap out to 6 seconds from Donzo. As comes top 3 greatest FTRL drivers in order. Oh, that's a biggie. I want to guess this is just how we choose them, not how out of what they've actually accomplished. I mean, if it's out with what they accomplished, like Dutch is going to be at the top no matter what.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to look past Dutch as number one.
Right, I'm gonna how we individually rate them. So yeah, I mean, even still, it's going to be Dutch at the top. What he's done the last 2 seasons has been incredible. Secondly, I'm going to put Plexit up there. I mean, he's challenged Dutch the last 2 seasons, and he's come into his own form of late. And third, I want to go with a weird one. I'm going to go with FTRL Panda. I mean, probably not watching the stream, but I'm going to guess it might be referred to him later. But when everything is in a sweet spot for him, I don't see anyone beating him, even Dutch. He proved that last season at Hungary in Div 1. No one touched him. And I'll pass it over to you so you can have the hard question. There you go.
Yeah, see, I want to try and be different.
I just realised that all of those drivers are in Div 1. So I could do one for Div 2 as well. So. Aaron, don't back out with this one, Simon. Okay.
Well, again, I think for what Plexits has done in relation to Dutch, I think he's got to be in the reckoning for a place in that top three. So I will go Dutch and Plexits. There's a number 3. I think I'm actually going to go Ox.
Oh. I mean, he's a former champion. So
he's been here a long time. He's a former champion, and like Panda, I think when things are going his way, he can be a very tough guy to get past on his day. He just needs to find that little something he had from a couple of seasons ago.
Well, Aaron's agreed with you, so there you go.
And
Image Junkie is waving, so...
And just like that, we're on the final lap.
Ox also has the most points in FTRL history. I mean, he's been around, like, second or third longest, so it's understandable. I mean, out of the boys that have done Div 2, I'm going to say... I want to put you first, because you're a stalwart of that division and you know what you're going to get whenever you race.
Thank you.
Then Connor. I know it's surprising, Connor, second, but he always brings something special no matter what it is, whether it's defending, whether it's winning a race, it's going to be something. And third, I'm going to go for... Rebel's Revenge, there you go. Crowd favourite. Let's say that, Remco wins the race, there you go. Hammer.
CJ with a little weave over the line to come home in second. Tico's going to cross the line in third.
What penalties have one time?
I say Dutch is within 4 seconds. It almost got him.
Ox stays fifth. On the podium, he's picked up the penalty, but he's got 18 seconds to chicken guy behind him.
So I think he's fairly safe in P6.
I'm going to say Tim 12 has actually got caught and passed chicken guy and Christ on this last lap. They've been drifting that much. So... Panda brings it home in front of Dunzo.
And Chris will be the final car across the line on the lead lap for P9.
Raver's claiming his prediction wasn't too bad because he said Remco, Tico, Dutch, so 1-3-4. But I will give you this, Ravers, it was not correct. So there you go. Quite close, but quite close isn't right, is it? So.
Yeah, there's no arguing with Aaron's answer to Matt Call's question.
I mean, that could be a slight one, but I don't want to say it, so I'm not going to. I want to stay quiet. I'll just say that it isn't somebody that's currently with the admin team anymore. That's all I want to say. That they also aren't currently in the league anymore, but you know, put that together what you will. So who was it?
Remco, CJ, Tico.
Cool. I nearly missed Remco because he's now got FTRL at the front of his name. Great.
Yeah, don't get caught out by the name changes.
Evening.
Evening, Max.
Yeah. Love this one. Love this one.
Alright, well everybody is here.
Right, we'll get straight into it then, shall we? So, Remco.
Yes.
Pole position, race win, fastest lap. Led every lap of the race, so... I mean, we didn't really see any of you in that race. How was it?
Absolutely loved it. This is exactly what I wanted from when I started and made up this challenge, and absolutely wonderful. I was under some pressure from CJ at one point, and then I made an undercut, and then I didn't see him, so that was very, very nice, because I did feel some pressure there, but yeah, very, very good race.
Yeah, so people in the stream, just in case you didn't catch any of that, Remco is challenge admin. This was his idea, and he's absolutely rinsed everyone. So, not that we're saying there was any sort of, you know, bias or conspiracy behind this, but yeah.
There's no bias in FTRL.
No, that'd be like the admins winning every season in performance.
Yeah, that didn't happen. No. They swept it under the rug, it's fine.
So,
it's done.
You did start this evening in, I think it was P7 in the championship, so a full haul of points tonight. That's going to put you in the reckoning for top spot, I think. I mean, onto the podium, scored 8 points.
CJ scored second, so...
Yeah, well, you have made a considerable jump. You narrowly missed out on the Performance Championship last year, so I imagine you've got championship aspirations for this season.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really think so, because I'm gonna be absent for some races again, so probably it's going to CJ or Tico or something for this first season of the Challenge Championship. But yeah, I'm just taking it race by race and see which race I can join, and this was one I couldn't miss. And I must say, my pole lap, I was up by 3/10, but I didn't think I could make it, because when I started that lap I was down 2/10 on my own time, so I felt like no, I just absolutely bottled it. But then I think I was in front of CJ, so I was good already. But yeah, it was a nice evening.
Well, yeah, like you say, a nice evening, and if you can do that sort of thing in the races you are here, then you may find yourself up there at the end of the season anyway, so yeah, keep that up.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, well done, cracking night's work.
Thank you.
Oh, it's my in it. Oh, right. Oh, right. Oh, CJ. How do you think that? How do you think that went for you today?
Uh, as good as I hoped, to be honest with you. Remco, well done to him. He had something else tonight that I don't think anyone else had. He was in a class of his own. I think we'll struggle to get him back for next race from Cloud9, so we'll see how it goes.
Definitely.
Yeah, for me, I think qualifying could have gone a little bit better, but I don't think I could have beat that time, regardless how much I would have improved. And then the race came. Good start. Maybe I should have been a bit more aggressive, because I think that would have been my only opportunity to win the race if I kept him behind me. But I managed to pull him in sort of the end of second stint. When the tyres were starting to wear out, that's when I sort of had the upper edge, I think. But other than that, that was it. Once I've pitted for fresh tyres, I was nowhere near him, so he was gone. So from that, it was just a casual Sunday drive, I think, for people watching and for me. So and for Remco, no doubt as well. So good though, good race. Enjoyed it. It was a good challenge.
So, I mean, you beat some of your Div 1 challenges. I mean, in front of Dutch, in front of Tico. And, I mean, are we seeing you as a wet weather specialist now, being so close to Remco?
Yeah, I mean, I've always quite liked the rain. I mean, that time I don't normally run ABS, but I had to that time. Turn 10 and certain turns in that corner, it's just impossible. I would have written off the car too many times. But who knows what would have happened. But I think with the steering wheel, I know pad users have got their own difficulties, but with the steering wheel especially, it's just so tiring. Doing a wet race and doing it for as long as it is, you just wear out eventually. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. Like I say, it was a good race.
Right, well, we know the start of your Div 1 season didn't go as you were anticipating it to go. Do you reckon like this second place can be a step on now and it can start challenging back in Div 1?
I hope so. I think there's a little bit of pressure there, and expectations, I suppose, were high. But I just didn't seem to have a good race. I mean, this league is without doubt probably going to go a bit better for me this year. But hopefully, I can bring it back in Div 1 and see if I can get some fourths or fifths, or maybe hit the podium. But like I say, it just comes down to the day. I mean, Canada, I don't know about anyone else, but I hate that track. The walls and stuff are just too much hard work. But yeah, China will be good fun, I think. So we'll see what happens there.
I don't have to mention Canada what me. I had 3 pit stops for front wing, so that went fun. But you know, is what it is. Well,
yeah.
Congratulations on your
Thanks,
P2 today, and no doubt we'll see you on the podium again sometime this season. So,
cheers, dude. Hope so.
Right, P3 man, Tico.
Yeah.
Speaking to you for the second time this week, after your race win in Canada. So, race win on Monday night, P3 tonight, not been a bad week for you. Are we seeing the return of the Tico from the beginning of last season? Well, season before, should I say?
Yeah, I think you are, because I'm starting to practice a lot more. Yeah, practice for this race 2 hours, I think. Most of the times I practice a quarter of an hour, and that's it. But now I'm practicing a lot, so I think I'm back.
Well, that's a good thing to hear. I'm sure it's going to please a lot of people in the league to know that one of our front runners is returning to form. So, looking ahead in this championship, what are you feeling for the rest of the season?
I think I can challenge for the championship, but sometimes I won't make it, I think, because I have to work on Wednesday, and yeah, some of the times I stop working at 9 p.m. so I don't know whether I will make all the races.
Okay, well, Remco has put USA short on the calendar for next week, so what are your thoughts towards that as a challenge? I'm not sure what the challenge itself is, but as we've got Remco here, he can tell us.
Sorry, sorry, I was a little bit absent.
We've
I
got
heard something about USA short
We've
next
got
week.
USA short next week. What's the actual challenge? Is there anything
It's going
special,
to be
or is it?
it's going to be classic cars, and I think it's going to be a Braun car, Braun GP.
So
Nice.
Braun GPs around USA short. How do we feel about that, chaps?
I don't know. Never drove that
I
car
don't think I've
before.
ever stepped in a classic car.
No.
We'll see how that goes.
Right, so we're
I'm
jumping out of
staying in
this
the
lobby
comms
straight
box, I'm
into...
staying retired.
Yeah, I'm retired.
Will be fun. You say sure, never done the track before, so I don't know.
Well, you better start putting that practice in, boys. That's all I'm going to say.
I've loaded it up. What do you think? I'm not wasting any time.
But no, great drives tonight, boys, and good luck for next week.
Cheers, dude. See you next week.
TJ, are you on the pad or on the wheel?
I'm on the wheel, mate. Fanatec.
Nice,
Wheel.
nice.
Oh, yourself? Wheel as well?
Yeah, wheel. But I didn't
It's hot.
put ABS on.
Oh, wait. I don't think I could have done it. Maybe I could have, but it was just, I thought, the only way to be really, really competitive to stick it on, so I just stuck it on.